Now, when people see suffering in the world, like we've been talking about, they oftentimes ask the question, why doesn't God do something to stop those things? And I want to give you the answer to that. And the answer is he could. As a matter of fact, he could very easily do that. But he would first have to remove free will. You see, God could zap any person that he wanted and disable any person who had any evil intention, and he could just zap them and freeze them. And they have this intention, they want to do something bad, God could freeze them from doing it. C.S. Lewis has suggested God could remove free will. For example, if a guy's about to murder somebody, God could freeze that guy. He could just stop. He's got the knife in his hand, and then God freezes him. Can't move. Could God do that? Of course he could. C.S. Lewis goes on to say, but you know what? Then someone could say, hey, God, wait a minute. Why do you only freeze murderers? What about rapists? Why don't you freeze them? That's as bad as murder. And so God does that. Every man who's intent on raping gets frozen as he's about to do that. C.S. Lewis says, but then somebody could say, well, what about verbal abuse? That's awful too. As a matter of fact, sometimes words hurt more than physical beatings. And so then God intervenes and muzzles every verbal abuser as he is about to say something terrible and destructive to his family. And then someone could say, well, what about people who lie? Why doesn't he freeze people who lie? And on and on and on and on and on and on. And Lewis concludes by asking the question, if God operated like that, which of us by nightfall would still be standing unfrozen?